Deep breath. Here we go. Craig Turner, to the UK. Rob, on a retro tip. Retro Dave Nintendo. Nintendo Arcade. And his good mate Roger. Rollercore. Old school variety face. Without further ado, retro. Dainster 83 and his good mate Liam. Cindy Steve Retro Gamer. Burnout Culture. Sega Zombie. Mr. Bad's Gaming. Holster TV. AD Sneaker Freak. Craig's here again. In my own head. aka Cojones Deloro. Gruss Newton. Calling All Nerds. Carl Schofield. Minx 36. Glory Hunter 82. Garen Tungate. Big Daddy C. Fagin S500. Dylan Craven. Sean Holly. And Victor Marlin of the 10 Pence Arcade Podcast. Alan McCluskey. Alan Chang. And let's not forget Vinny the Doorman, who I say hello to every single year. What a good guy. Why am I mentioning all these people? Because yes, they were all at the best event of 2019 without a doubt. And what event am I talking about? I'm talking about Revival 2019 Gaming Legends. Hey gamers, I'm CyberSnack7. Hope we're all well, guys. Back again with another video. Yes, I know it's been a few weeks again, but you know what? I've been busy. That's the way it goes. But boy, did I have a good weekend on the Saturday just gone. Of course, I went to Revival 2019 Gaming Legends. Only there on a Saturday. And I've got to start by saying all those names I mentioned, absolutely fantastic to have met you all. You know, had a chat with you. But I'm sorry it wasn't long enough because having one day and trying to squeeze everything into one day, it's not easy, and most of you understand that anyway, especially the guys who did only make it on the Saturday. But believe me, regardless of that, it was absolutely fantastic to see you all. Always a pleasure to make time, whatever time I have, to sit and chat with you, have a beer with you, walk around the events with you. You know, it's always a pleasure, guys, and as I say, hopefully there's going to be many more events in the future where that is going to happen, and hopefully we will sit down and have a little bit more of a chin wag than we had over the weekend. But as I say, there's so much going on, so much to do, so much to look at. It's very, very difficult for you to squeeze everything in one day, especially for the likes of myself. If you've got the weekend and you've got the time to do it, then fair enough, that is the best way to do it is to go for the full weekend. But as I say, one day for me, and I'll make it the fullest day possible. Because as I say, let's start from the beginning. Keep it short and sweet. I'm not going to go too much into detail. I've mentioned all the names below. I'll probably name drop a few as I go through the day. But me being me, I literally live half an hour away from this place. And I was there at literally 7:15 in the morning, sitting there on my own, twiddling my thumbs, thinking, what am I going to do now for a couple of hours? And it was funny because I had Daz WhatsApp me around 7:20 in the morning. And he says to me, right, we'll be heading off and get there about 9:30 and go to McDonald's first. And I thought, well, you know what, that's a good idea. I think I might do that myself. So got myself up and I just was walking to McDonald's, and I seen a car pull up, a lone little car, and lo and behold, I couldn't believe he was like this early. I thought, seriously, Retro Dave Nintendo jumped out of his car. I went, yay, I'm here. I thought, what on earth are you doing here this early? And he said to me, like, I've been up since about 3 o'clock in the morning. So he's like a school kid wanting to get down here. So he drove down here early, which was a godsend really, because at least I had a bit of company for the next couple of hours while we was waiting. So we decided to go to McDonald's. And when we got to McDonald's, there was a couple of more people there. Of course, there was Nintendo Arcade and his mate Roger. And there was another guy, I apologise for the other guy, I can't remember his name. Yeah, Roger and Nintendo Arcade were there. So we had a little brief chat with them. And they said, well, get what you need and come back with us and we can go straight into the event and give them a hand. So that's what we did. We went straight into the event. and whatever needed to be done, we helped with, which was really quite nice to do. I love to get involved. I'd like to get involved more, to be honest, because I really do enjoy that event so much. It's just nice to be, to go down and give them a hand, because they put on such a good event. Why not give them a hand? Next year, if it happens, I'm more than willing to go down there a night early and go and give these guys a hand. It's as simple as that. Because I love the event so much. But anyway, got in there nice and early, and basically I was just trawling the stall, just walking around, checking out the areas where's what's been put arcade wise and stall wise. Had a cheeky go to the arcades like R-Type and things like that before everybody got in there. And before you know it, people were rolling through the door, and at this time I was down in the lower section with Dainster and Liam on their stall, and who appeared but Tootie UK and Rob, of course, tooled up with stuff to stick on Dainster's stall, as per usual, to try and make it a few extra quid, which is fair play. And from there, it was just like a bit of a blur. It just like everything happened at once. So I decided to like literally go round, and I was just bumping into people, like I say, Glory Hunter, I spoke to at the bar during the day. AD Sneaker Freak, I said hello to him. Poor Dylan Craven, I sat down with him. It was great to see Paul and Dylan and Paul, Mr. Bad's Gaming. Really look forward to meeting that guy. Really, really interesting guy. And I said, as I said to him, I'd really wanted to sit down and have a really good long chat with him, because I love his collecting habits. I love his videos. He's pretty similar, but not similar in the collecting kind of way we collect. We just got, I think it's the systems we collect more than anything, the high-end systems, which we've got like a level on sort of thing. But yeah, great to see Paul. Really, really great. And of course, I bumped into the king of the blue spine, Sega Zombie. Absolutely great to see that guy in the flesh, and hopefully yet again it was just one of those, like we had a quick word and I said, right, I'll catch you later, and it just never seemed to happen. It's like that with most people, even with Alex. I spoke to him on the way to the event, and I think I spoke to him once when I got into the event. So but what can you do? You know what I mean? You just got so many people to go around. Great to see Craig Turner, of course, the main man. And yet again, he put on another fantastic event this year. And I think in most videos, even Alex said the event really went really quite smoothly. Like everything and everybody knew what they had to do. And which is exactly the way you expect it to be. You want it to run smooth. And as I say, people there that go to these sorts of events are people that are passionate about gaming and the arcades, and they want to meet people. They are the down-to-earth, more genuine people in this event. And as I say, it's more of a community-based, more of a what's the word for it? Let me try and think. It's intimate. That's the word. It's more intimate, and as I say, it's just the right size to it's enough space to get around. It's not like the markets or nothing like that. You can get around. You can look at everything, play everything. Everything is easy access. That's all I'm saying. But as I say, walking around like a lost lamb half the time, heads here, there and everywhere. And then, as I say, I bumped into Dave, and then he went to the tournament centre where they got set up of arcades for the tournaments for the day. So he spent half the day there learning techniques with his little fingers like this on, I think it was a track and field. And he was explaining that to me when I bumped into him again earlier on in the day, or later on in the day, should I say. But as I say, I spent time with Craig. I've seen Daz, of course, who is no longer Cajonas Deloro, but apparently he's in his own head, and that is his new channel name, In My Own Head. So, keep your eye out for that one. It's going to be an interesting ride. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of ideas he's got, because... enough said about that one. It's it's going to be an interesting ride with his new videos. But anyway, as I say, like at the bar as soon as possible, of course, and the beer started flowing, and then that's where I really caught most of the people, to be honest with you. Obviously, Big Daddy C and Gruss Newton, Leah calling all nerds, and as I say, Addy Sneak Freak. I briefly seen Burnout Culture Mark. sorry about that. I should have really mentioned I was bringing that game, because I think you totally forgot that I was going to bring it to you. But, you know, you sorted me out, and cheers for that, mate. But on that note, later on the night, there's a bit of a tussle. So I hope you're okay, mate, and everything's all done and dusted, mate, in your suite. But enough said about that. What's been and gone is done, and, you know, things like that won't happen again. But we'll just sweep that under the carpet. But anyway, nice to see Rollercore. Eddie, absolutely great to see him there at an event. Nice to have a chat with him for about 10 minutes. Who else was there? I think it was like Rollercore, Old School Variety Face. Good to see you again, my friend. And without further ado, Retro Mike. We all sat around the table for a short time, and that's when obviously my brain's just going dead now, because obviously there's so much to try and think about. And that's, let me think now, who else joined us? Come on, Jay. That's it, Mr. Bad's Gaming, Paul. Yeah, he joined in. So we were talking for about 10-15 minutes around the table in the canteen area, and then I decided to jump on. I thought, right, it's time to buy something, because I'd scanned the place a lot, and I kind of knew what I was looking for, but I just didn't want to rush to buy it, because I knew a lot of people weren't going to, you know, obviously go for that sort of thing. But then again, I don't know. I was quite lucky, to be honest with you. But there was one item which I'll start with, which I actually asked Alan McCluskey, great guy, love his store. He's like my go-to store when I go to that event. There's no two ways about it. He's Japanese imports. He's got some cracking stuff, especially what I've been after now, and he's going to sort me out and help me out with a certain collection I'll be going for, which I will talk about, and we'll start to show a new series in the end of this month, kind of, but draw that under there. Now, the two games I'm not going to show you, because they're part of that series, so unfortunately you're going to get to see this. I did get a game. I got 3 games, and I got this one I'm going to show you, and the prize item, which I'll try and slot a video in of later. But anyway, I picked up this, which I did ask for him to bring down for me, and he kindly did and saved it for me. And it was this, one of these, the Neo Geo arcade. It's the kidney bean, a kidney shaped arcade stick, but this one isn't the regular black version. This is like the grey version, and this one's harder to come by, apparently. This one, if I'm correct in saying, in Japan, obviously, with the hotels, they had like systems within the room, like a multi-game systems, like they had the Famicom with 3 or 4 games, and you could like pay to play in hotels. Well, I did exactly the same sort of thing with the Neo Geo, big massive Neo Geo systems that was stuck in hotel rooms where you could pay to play. But this variant of this stick, which is the grey version, came with that system. And then they brought out another, which was a black one, which was your standalone retail one. So these ones are harder to come by, and these are more expensive. But he done me a really great deal on this. He basically charged me the same price as you would do for a regular one. But as I say, these are slightly inflated in price because of the colour and the rarity of these. So well happy to have that. So that is being used as we speak on my Neo Geo. So that is the first item I picked up. And to be honest, all my items came from Alan anyway, so I might as well show them all. And the second item, which I got right at the death, to be honest with you, because the other 2 games I got with that joystick, I can't talk about it. Sorry guys, but they will be shown in a future video. But anyway, originally I was hanging around with Holster TV and Nintendo Arcade around Alan's store, funny enough, and them guys were doing a bundle deal on some PC Engine. And as I say, Roger, Alex's mate, done a really good deal on them from both, basically. And Harley's picked up some really nice stuff. Looking forward to seeing her video. And like, as I say, quality items she's picked up. So that's going to be a really good pickup video. So go check her out. Alex, he threw his video up. If you haven't seen it, he's turning into too much of a Sega head for me. I think you need to calm down, mate. You know what I mean? Enjoy your Sega, but don't overdo it. But regardless of that, he still picked up some cracking Mega Drive stuff. And yeah, go and check Alex's video out, because he has a walk round of the revival with Vic and Sean of the 10 Pence Arcade podcast. So it'll give you an overview of exactly what the event looked like. but they mainly go around the arcade machines and have a look at each arcade machine that was there, because they obviously both took their own machines. Not as many as last year Alex did. He took a couple, which was good really. So he's given more time to do what he wanted. He didn't have to worry about having to stand around all day, keep an eye on them, which was a good thing. But next year he's got some good ideas, and I'm looking forward. It sounds like a good idea what he's coming up with, so that'd be interesting to see how that pans out next year. So anyway, that's next year. Let's talk about this year. Right, back to Alan Stall. On the death, I was literally, as I say, I was with Holly and I was with Alex. And then I went to collect what I'd actually bought, which is the pad and a couple of games off him. And then I was going to get myself Mario Kart in the N64, because I haven't got it yet, the Japanese one. I always tend to pick up an N64 from Alan when I'm at an event for some bizarre reason. But I picked that up, and then I was standing right next to the Super Famicom games. And it just instantly caught my eye, and really, really good condition game. And it was roughly a couple of quid cheaper, but Alan sorted me out and did me a great deal and gave it me for 15 quid. So I exchanged it and I had this instead, and it is Samurai Spirits for the Super Famicom, and it is in absolutely beautiful condition. I do have this on the NTSC variant as well, but it's the artwork, it just kills me. I just seen it and I thought, and plus I'm into my Neo Geo game wise anyway at the moment, so to have this, add this to the Super Famicom collection, I'm well happy with that. So say I've got this one, I think I've got Fatal Fury 2. I'd like to pick up a few more on the Famicom from the Neo Geo collection. Of course, I've got Art Fighting 1 and 2 as well, so I've got a few Neo Geo games on the Super Famicom, but well happy to pick that up. I think I paid about 15 for that, which weren't too bad. 45 for the joypad, by the way, which is a really good price for that. So yeah, well happy to pick that one up, and I've tested and played that, and it is well happy. So I need a new cover for that. So I'll pick that up, another 2 games plus my Neo Geo pad, and the biggest item of the day I'll come to in a bit. But anyway, more walking around. Played some arcades, of course. Played Alex's. What was it called? I can't think. It's like the helicopter game. See, my mind has gone absolutely blank. But I played R-Top. I know I played R-Top. Played a Neo Geo multicab. Played a bit of Fatal Fury. And I cannot think for the life of me what... Rescue. There you go. Rescue. I played Rescue. And I really did enjoy that game. Brizzy said he needs an extra button on it because you can't drop any bombs. So he needs to sort out his control system so he can put like a button on the top so you can drop the bombs, because you get to, I think, the 3rd level and you got submarines, and you got to try and take out the submarines. But as I say, I've had a few goes to the arcade, and most of the time, as per usual, once I've done my spending, I literally stayed at the bar. But me and Craig ended up going out side looking for Daz, and Cole Schofield. Now, he's a guy Rob introduced me to. Which I bought my last item from, and he caught me and he recognised me in the car park. So we went over and checked out this item, and I was well happy with it. But what I'm going to do is, as I'm speaking now, I'm going to try and stick up a video of it running now. Now, as you can see, I have got myself a Panasonic 14-inch PVM TV, and it's an absolute beauty of a TV. This is specifically going to be for my Neo Geo games, or Neo Geo gaming, because as I say, I've just dedicated that. It's exactly what I wanted it for, and as you can see, it's the absolute perfect size for where I wanted to stick it, because I used to have my PlayStation, a 500mm PlayStation, right where that TV is sitting, but unfortunately I've just sold it on. I'm only joking. I've just moved it and put it under my main TVs. That's next to the PVM. But yeah, that place was specifically made for that PVM, and it's the perfect size for my room. So very, very happy with that. So the picture quality is great. I bought some brand new cables for it from Gaming Cables, and I bought some multi-AV adapters. I can't think what they're called. So I can connect it, because underneath my TV I've got a speaker where I've connected my record player to. So I'm going to connect also my PVM, because it comes out in mono. I'll be able to have it stereo sound then, so that'll sound even better. But very happy with it. Absolutely beautiful TV. And as I say, picture quality is brilliant, and it done me a steal on that. I got that for 90 quid. So, and the condition is absolutely fantastic. So, I know you don't watch these videos, Carl, but absolutely thanks so much for doing me a fantastic deal. And thanks to Rob for putting in touch with him to get me that deal. So, you're a good man. Rob's a legend. He just, the man of many talents, the man of, like, he picks up everything and anything. And, I mean, he done Mark a fantastic deal. He got him a B&O TV, which he held on for about 3 or 4 months for him. Bless him. So, but that is my pickup of the day from Revival. But as I say, what is it now? 18 minutes. But let's just roll this into one video and let's end it here, shall we? All I can say, guys, is absolutely fantastic to me. Yeah, Craig, you're a legend. You put an absolute mega day on. Yet again, and looking forward to next year. Heard it may be slimming down slightly, which is not such a bad thing, because the events are still amazing regardless. Hopefully it ain't for too long, because the event itself is reached its perfection now. It's absolutely perfect the way it is, and as I say, it can only get better. That is a fact. But you go in there, it feels welcoming. You can get on with everybody. You can get on anything. You can buy what you want. He's just got it right. And if you haven't been and you're on the fence and you want to go next year, please go, because Craig puts on an absolutely epic event. And as I say, I missed out a lot of things. There was a lot of talks there. I missed the Arcade Legends. That was on Sunday. I would have loved to have gone and sat down and listen to that, but thankfully, as I say, Nintendo Arcade and the 10 Pence Arcade podcast, they've got the video, and they've got the audio if you want to listen to that. It's really interesting to have a listen to about the 3 Arcade Legends and the world record holders of certain games. Tony Temple, I know, is one of them. I can't remember the other 2 guys. You got the Pac-Man World Champion, and I think it's either the Galaga or the Galaxian World Champion, and it's just interesting to see how they became the champions that they did, and their talk. I'm really, I've got no arcades of my own, and I'd love one. I'll probably get one in my life, unfortunately, because I ain't got the room for that kind of thing. But I'm still fascinated. I still want to get more into the arcade scene and get to know people and learn more about arcade machines. I'm really interested in it now. I love my gaming, as you can tell. I love collecting, but this is slimming down, and it's getting to the point where I know exactly what I want, and what I'm getting is what I want in my collection. And it just gives me that branch now to spread a little bit and try something new. Without going too crazy. So you never know, arcade machine may be coming in the future. So watch this space. But anyway, guys, fantastic weekend. Absolute pleasure again, guys, to see you all. Always a pleasure. There's going to be more events. I'm going to Blackpool. Hopefully you are going to Blackpool in October. And as I say, there's the Birmingham Gaming Market, and there's Doncaster, all within 2 or 3 weeks of each other. So there's plenty to come. So if I see you there, guys, yet again, it'll be always a pleasure. And if you can hear snoring, don't worry, it's Vicky's lying on my lap, and he's due his walk now anyway. So, right, guys, fantastic weekend. Revival 2019 is done and dusted. Please go if you haven't been. You are missing out on a trick, I tell you. It's an absolute fantastic weekend. Yet again, thanks to Craig for putting on such an event. Because without the likes of Craig, we'd never get that meet-up, we'd never get the atmosphere, we'd never get any stalls with all them games. We'd be searching on eBay or things like that, and you know what I mean, these stalls do fantastic deals, great prices, and there's a fantastic selection of stalls there, sore thumbs and things like that as well. I didn't really go to his stall, which is very surprising, because I usually do go to him and Alan are usually my go-tos, but for some reason I blew all my money on Alan's stall and buying a TV. But believe me, I didn't buy much, but I spent a lot. And the wife weren't happy, but she got over it, thank God. But anyway, guys, Short and sweet. I will be back with a couple of more videos soon. A new series coming, yes, a new series is coming soon towards the end of this month, I promise you. I know I've held it back a while, but time is an issue sometimes, and this is a perfect time to get this video up. Everybody else has done a revival video, so no footage, as you can tell. I did it a couple of years ago, and I did you know what I mean. Nothing in changes the format. It doesn't really change, and I suppose there is something new I could do, and I will do in the next event, no doubt. I'll probably do a Blackpool one, or probably the Birmingham Market. That'd be an interesting one to do. So look out for some footage from there, guys. But anyway, I'm going to leave it here. I have bored you to death enough. Nearly 24 minutes. Revival 2019, an epic and easily my favourite event of the year. Each year, I guarantee. So, guys, I'm going to leave it here. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks for entertaining me. Thanks for talking to me. And I hope you all enjoyed Revival 2019 over last weekend. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take it easy. I am CyberSnake7. Keep playing and keep watching. All the best, guys.